And away we go. Welcome to the 2-minute warning right here on the Woodward Sports Network and woodwardsports.com. We already got a bunch of people in the woodwardsports.com chat. Pretty much having the same damn conversation that me and you have been having in this room, Anson. Watching this game today, this could arguably be the most embarrassing loss in Lions history. The most embarrassing loss in Lions history. Let that sink in for a second. Think of all the embarrassing losses that we've ever had. Think of them. Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary. Losing to Sam Darnold his first game. P.J. Walker coming and spanking us like a baby. No.
There's no shortage, no shortage of terrible memories, and this does trump all of them.
Is there anything worse than our number one offense? The one thing we had to hold on to, the one redeeming factor we had with this team.
What did we score today? How many?
0.
That's right.
Point.
Who are these
0.
guys?
Not only did our number one offense not show up, where's the genius Ben Johnson that I've been hearing so much about? Oh, Mr. Fourth Down. Yeah, we go for it because we got the largest nuts in the land. 0 for 6 on 4th down.
Yeah, they shrank up a little bit today.
Start the game out. Go for it on 4th down. Give a rookie quarterback who's never started a damn game a short field. Instead of making the kid earn it the first time.
That.
Now all he's got to do is get 20 yards of field goal. Oh, they're already in the lead. Okay, all right. And then our defense. Our defense is still our defense. They're trash. They're awful.
Yeah. Yep. So much for 2 and 3, eh?
Aaron Glenn's got to go now, right? He got to go. Got to go.
I mean, okay, so before we even get that in depth, what was the decision
I'm not done.
Oh, you're not? Continue.
No, I'm not done.
Give me more rant.
Another 4th down. 4th and 9. 49-yard field goal. I call high school football games on Friday nights here in Michigan. There are several high school football kickers that I would trot out there for a 49-yard field goal. That is a common field goal in the NFL. Right. Anything underneath 50 should be damn near automatic. What do? 4th down? 4th and 9? 4th and 9? Not 4th and 2? Not 4th and 9? And what do? Oh, we Olay every blocker, especially, we don't need to block Judon. We're going to leave Goff out there with his tremendous athletic ability and escapability to try to escape. And what does he do? He fumbles the ball. I don't even blame Goff for that, though. We're turning the damn ball over anyways. 4th and 9? We can't kick a 49. Why do we even sign a kicker? Honestly, why do you even sign a guy if you're not even going to use him during the game? Why? We're
only going to kick off once a game,
I'm sure Jack Fox is plenty capable of kicking off.
Agreed. Today,
I'm not done!
Continue, please.
Go ahead. I just don't know, man. Usually during the 2 minutes we get some exciting stuff going on. Hey, we could win this game. I didn't even bring the champagne today.
I didn't even think the game was on when I got here. And I wouldn't have blamed you if it wasn't.
0 for 6 on 4th. Can we stop the 4th down bull now? Can we play football like little leaguers play? Field position and score points. Field position and score points. 3 points is not a bad thing on the road.
Not at all.
Against a rookie quarterback and the fattest offensive coordinator who is a horrible coach, a horrible human being. Jelani effing Tavai was making plays against. Remember Jelani Tavai? Who the hell is he on draft night? Giovanni Tavai? This is the most embarrassing loss in Lions history. The most embarrassing loss in Lions history.
I can't put one over it. That's for damn sure.
I could give you 40 reasons why it isn't if you did.
You look at the numbers here. There's a difference, a discrepancy of 60 total offensive yards between these two teams. One first down, 28 to 29. It might be 30 now. But you look at this, the time of possession was, the first downs are really close. Time of possession was off by a minute or two. These statistics should say this is a super close game. This game was so lost by our coaching staff and followed up by our offense, and then just added some insult to injury by our completely injured defensive secondary. This is all on the coaching staff. And last week I fought you guys tooth and nail about it being too early to call them out. They don't have the personnel. Well, they didn't have the personnel today on the defensive side, but they certainly had the personnel on the offensive side. What happened?
I don't want to hear personnel anymore.
Well, and that's what I'm not going to say that, because we definitely had
the Giants beat the Packers this morning. The Giants, who suck on every single level, are now 4-1. I want to hear about personnel.
Well, but ideally,
what has Dabo done?
What I'm saying,
he's gone into New York and he's turned those losers into winners.
But if I told you that we were able to keep the other team to 29 points, we'd think that we had a great opportunity to win. We never were even close to winning this game. We had an opportunity to play conservative football against a third-string rookie quarterback that all you have to do is hang in the game and make him create mistakes. And we did not do any of that. Instead, we switched the script and we said, we'll do that. I was blown away.
It breaks my heart, man. Because all week we're like, yeah, the defense is awful, but we got the number one offense. We got the number one offense. And we did. We did.
Most passing touchdowns by
yards,
quarterback.
Passing touchdowns.
Rushing running back.
Points on the board. We don't even have that to hang our head on. That's why this is so demoralizing.
Yeah.
It's not like we put up 40 and lost 42-40. And it's like, all right, well, our offense is there. We knew our defense wasn't ready. Now it's like, well, what the hell do we have?
Yeah.
What is good? Name one good thing now. I can't do that, and I'm the most positive Lions fan you're ever going to meet.
Elliott looked good.
Who?
The safety.
The one that got hurt?
Yeah.
When all of them
I'm trying to
got hurt?
find one thing, for one thing, because I can't think of really anything. Our run game continued to be productive. And we went away from it over and over again.
Well, that's what happens when you go down 30 points.
But we did that. But we did it in the first quarter.
And you know why we're down 30 points? Because we're giving up points.
Exactly.
We're giving up field position.
Yep.
We're letting them get us in holes, and then we got to dig ourselves. Like, that's the thing that drives me nuts about this fourth down stuff is it's not just missing it on fourth down. It's what it does to the ebbs and flows of the game. The announcers even mentioned it, like, well, yeah, and then you kind of set the tone for the game when you missed it that early.
Yeah.
And it's like, hell yeah, it does. That's a turnover.
So one side of the thinking says, okay, we have the best offense in the league, and we can take these chances. But to me, when you're a losing team, you have to realize that you have the all-time highest total of points scored and given up through the first 4 weeks of any season in NFL history.
Combined, yep.
So if you're 3-1, continue. If you're 1-3, it's time to start giving your defense a longer field to defend. Period.
It's it. Give them more opportunities to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Keep the pressure on you. We keep letting the other team off the hook. We're always letting them off the hook. And you know what? I'm sorry. To me, Dan Campbell is almost too proud at this point. And
Agreed.
That's what's hurting the Detroit Lions. Like, it's to a point on fourth down where he's just, I think he feels like, well, this is who I am. No, Dan, change.
Yeah.
Like, learn. That's the important thing. Neil Rule and Flannel Sam talk about it all the time. When I get new information, I should have a new opinion. Well, here's your new information. You were 0 of 6 on fourth down. You gave a rookie quarterback a short field because you decided to put Jamal Williams at fullback and run a trap play that we haven't run all season. Do we have a top 5 offensive line in the league? Rob Sims was on the pregame show today, and he said we do.
Yep.
I didn't see him today, and I'm sure he's disappointed too, because that's supposed to be our strength. If we can't pick up a half yard, what the hell are we doing here? There's just so many layers to this particular game. The score of it, who we were playing, the timing of it, what happened last week, going into the bye week. These dudes got to sit with this for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. And they deserve to.
Don't go to Cancun. Don't go to Tulum.
Nope.
I better not see you on 8 Mile, like throwing singles. You better not celebrate a damn thing.
Nothing.
If you play for the Detroit Lions right now. The only one who gets off the hook in my book is Jack Fox. That guy does no wrong.
Absolutely.
Jack Fox can go throw stacks tomorrow night. Yep. He can do that with us.
Well, he can't do no wrong because he's not even playing.
That's the thing. Why aren't we playing our best player?
He really is a game-changing punter. And I know that's such a strange thing to say in football, but he truly can change the game. And we saw him do that for us over and over again last year, especially in the second half of the season. We're not even giving him a chance to put the foot on the ball. Our offense, I just don't understand what happened today. We couldn't sustain any drives, but when those drives are ending on the side of the field that they kept ending, take a hint. Kick the ball. Like, give your defense that's a historically terrible defense a shot. Because you have a good enough offense to keep you in the game.
And don't let your pride get the better of you. You know, there's part of this game, like, it's like playing blackjack, right? There's rules to it. If you play blackjack the right way, it increases your odds of winning. There's rules to it. You have to hit when you're standing on a 13 and the dealer's showing 20. You have to. You got to give yourself at least a chance. And I understand that. To me, that's the concept of going for it on fourth down. He's hitting on everything, though, thinking it's going to pay off. And if you just played by the book, if you just did that, you would increase the percentage of this team winning. You would. It's been proven. This analytics, go for it on fourth down is great, but history, watch it back. Watch it back, and you will learn that what we're doing is just dead wrong. Last year, okay. Last year, I was okay with it. We didn't have the talent to do it, right? It's like, all right, we don't have the talent. Let's at least try to throw haymakers at these guys. And I understood it last year. But we even talked about it on the postgame shows last year. Like, man, this fourth down thing's getting out of control. And here we are. I hate to make this equation. It's almost like he's an addict. He just can't help himself. He sees the fourth down on the board. He's like, I got to go. I got to hit this. I got to hit this.
Yeah, it's almost like if he wins a game playing conservative, they're going to question, well, could you have won the other games that you lost taking these chances? And I'm sure that there's an answer both ways for that. But at the end of the day, your strength of your team has to be supported while your weakness of your team has to be defended. I hate to use that word, but we're not defending our defense. We are putting them in a hole over and over and over again. It's completely void of playmakers. What do we got? 2 turnovers in the entire season? You know, we
had a pick today, so that was
sure,
that
but
was
we aren't making plays.
Right.
We aren't on the field long enough and a large amount of actual yardage to have those types of plays happen. And it's just putting everything on your offense. And when you go up against a guy like Bill Belichick, who has owned Jared Goff since the Super Bowl, he came in and he dissected this offense. He said, oh, this is the best offense in the league. Let me show you. And he shut us out. And today, the discrepancy between our still somewhat rookie head coach and the best head coach in the entire NFL was glaring. Glaring. Now, I'm not calling for anybody's head yet. We've got 2 weeks to get healthy.
Dude signed a 6-year contract. He ain't going anywhere. But
sure,
Dan, wake the hell up. Like, I would say that face to face to you right now. Like, look me in the eye, man to man. Like, alpha males know when to concede. That was a quote last year. Do it on fourth down then. For real, like if you want to use those quotes, actually act it out. Don't just tell me, show me, homie.
Well played.
If you know when to concede, 4th and 9 is when you concede. And honestly, you didn't even have to concede. All you had to do was take a field goal.
19 straight possessions without a forced punt. Now, there's one interception we forced in there, but that's nearly 4 or 8 quarters. 2 full games without forcing a punt. We didn't force a punt until the very end of the 4th quarter. I mean, what does that say about the staff and what kind of moves? I mean, I fought it tooth and nail last week, you guys, even bringing up the possibly getting rid of AG. Is this something that's real?
After this, yes.
Yeah.
That's what do you do? He let up 21 points because the Goff fumble led to points. So I'm not going to hold that against AG. Cannot do that. That was not on him. But yeah, you let a rookie quarterback torch you, bro.
Yeah, and even the first
the guy was 17 of 21 at one point.
He looked sharp. He did look sharp.
Oh, Zappy looks sharp. Isn't that awesome? Like,
well, we knew we were going to get the Matt Flynn reach around today from Zappy. We knew it was happening.
And then Ramondre Stevenson had a career day, so at least we gave him his career
Detroit career makers. Detroit career makers here.
What was the final score, Anson?
29-0. That is Spanish for nuts.
So we're supposed to do the Feldman Auto Drive of the game.
Can we come back to that? Because
when you score 0 points, I can't do a drive of the game.
I mean, we did
can't.
get down to like the 2-yard line. Or no, we threw the pick on the 2-yard line. It's a nice pick. I'll give him that.
So Feldman Auto presents the drive of the game. It's too bad the Lions did not want to participate in today's promotion, and we do not have a drive of the game for you.
What about the Patriots? They had some nice drives.
I don't care about the Patriots. I don't.
Well, honestly, the drive of the game was the first drive. When we had a true opportunity and we made
fumbled?
the decision
Turn it over?
to turn it. Well, we made this. I'm so frustrated. I nearly perished about 4 people on the drive here today. My dogs are not happy with me. This was not how I was expecting. I was loud and proud about going 2-3 today, and that is not what happened. In fact, we watched a team that we thought we understood the identity of go so far in reverse that I have no clue who this team is. I have no faith in our quarterback after today. I have no faith in our offense as a whole. I mean, where was St. Brown? Was he hurt? You know?
Well, he's coming off of injury.
I get it.
Maz thought they were going to use him as kind of a decoy, and maybe they did. Josh Reynolds got a ton of targets.
Yep.
But where you can ask that about everybody on offense. Where was Hawkinson? You coming off a 2-touchdown, 170-yard game. Nothing, right? Where was Goff? Goff has been leading the league in passing and air yards. Where was that? Nothing. I mean, everybody on the offense. Where was the offensive line? Why did Judon have his way with Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker?
I felt like
Why?
we would string together 3 great runs and then just pass 3 straight downs. The passing game wasn't working today. You know, I got to say, Goff has been very, very good through 4 of 5 games. So I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't say that I have no faith in this kid because he has been good through 4, terrible today. But there's some times where the arm's just not working. The passing game is just not working. Why did we stay away from the run game so much and so consistently today? We were never really down and out of this game, even in the 3rd period. We had an opportunity to ground and pound this game, and we just kept looking for our old offense that clearly was never there in the first half at any point. Our strength is our offensive line. We completely went away from it. Drove me crazy today. We had an opportunity through conservative football, kicking the ball and running it to win this game. I truly still believe. I don't think that we were that far off in this game. Our coaching staff absolutely handed point after point after point over to them. And it is the most embarrassing defeat that I can ever remember. As bad as losing to Washington was in the NFC conference finals. We were at least there,
Name a more embarrassing defeat than this ever in Lions history.
I can't.
There isn't one. And that's your Feldman drive of the game. Thank you. We'll be out at Feldman tomorrow. Adam, I cannot wait to see what he does. But I got to let you know, woodwardsports.com chat right now. If your name is Wayne Gatfield, today's not the day to play. Don't play with me today, Wayne. Comments like this.
He is not happy, Wayne. I'm just going to be real. This is a big man. He is a quick, athletic dude that you want on your team, okay? So just be careful what you say in the stick right now.
Have these hosts ever played in the NFL? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Bro, have you seen my wrists?
But to me, that's the dumbest qualifier you ever have to have an opinion on something. Do you have eyes, Wayne? Do you have a brain, Wayne? Did you watch the game, Wayne? Open them and process what you saw. I watch football. I understand the game. I don't have $1 million, but I've seen it and I know it exists. You don't have to always have something, participate in something to know about it. I'm telling you right now, Wayne, they played awful. This is the most embarrassing loss in Lions history. Wayne, where have you been, Wayne? Idiot-ass Wayne in the chat, woodwardsports.com. What the hell's wrong with these people?
Wayne,
I
want to know who you played for.
There's thousands of people.
Who did Wayne play for? Ask him.
Wayne plays for both teams. That's what Wayne does. I don't care about Wayne.
Did he play high school ball? Did Wayne play high school ball?
I have no idea.
He's going to edify us. We got to edify him.
You know what? I don't care if Wayne played high school ball. Some of the dorkiest dudes look at Lawrence Frank in the NBA. That guy never stepped on an NBA court. Pretty brilliant basketball mind. Like you can understand the game without being a player. You
True.
Idiot.
True.
And unfortunately, we have people that are coaching the team right now that don't seem to understand the game. And I don't like dogging our team.
I'm kind of curious why he's calling us out for that. Are you in favor of the fourth down attempts? Are you in favor of the decision making? Are you in favor of sitting Ermanni Arouarier because he had a bad game? I mean, there's just this game reeks of bad coaching decisions from start to finish before they came in and after. You sign a kicker and you don't let him kick? I mean, it's ridiculous, but I didn't play in the NFL, so.
No, we can't understand that going 0 for 6 on fourth downs is a bad thing.
I'll give him some leeway. We're all upset here in Detroit today.
Yeah, Wayne, shut your damn mouth.
So let's talk about something kind of fun. What'd you think about those Patriots unis?
I don't care.
I know.
I don't care. The last time they wore those uniforms, they sucked.
Yes,
That's what I remember as a kid, the Patriots just sucking.
Yep.
They sucked forever. And, yeah, great. I hate our uniforms. Talked about that with Rob Sims earlier this morning. Hey, the Lions' white uniforms, they got to go.
I know.
He's like, yeah, you feel soft in them. And you do. We look soft
did he say
out
that?
there. We play soft. Yeah.
Really?
He didn't like it. He's like, dude, as a 6'6", 330-pound dude, I don't want to be in white.
Love that.
Yeah, I do too. You know what I don't love? Wayne. And going for it on fourth down.
Wayne is a fan of the white uniforms, though.
Yeah, Wayne.
He's an NFL expert.
Wayne is a champion on white uniforms.
Can we just bring back the old school brown and gray or blue and
grays? I have a feeling
please?
Wayne is just Matt Patricia's fat ass sitting behind a computer
the Navy
right now
and grays,
trying to troll
bring
Detroit.
back the Navy grays, man.
So what are your takeaways from the game? I mean, honestly, what can you take away? Because last game it was hey, let's throw that film in the trash. We never want to acknowledge that again. This game, another one. So how many game films are we going to throw in the trash this year?
I see this as a team struggling to create an identity that thought they had. And we realize that it's not fully about personnel, that it's truly about coaching at this point with this team. And you watched a coach that has been driving around the NFL with his S10 on fire, trying to find a hose to put it out, somehow winning games against a guy who has the most championships of any head coach of all time. And they got so thoroughly outcoached today that they put together the most embarrassing outing in Detroit Lion history. There is nothing else to put this on. I mean, look at the statistics. Offensively, time of possession, all the things I already said, they're nearly identical. There's no way you can be shut out losing 29-0 unless your coaching staff creates this kind of blunder over and over again on both sides of the ball before and during the game that can create this kind of a differential between points when all of your statistics are so similar. There's just, I'm a box score guy. I didn't play in the NFL. I'm a statistics guy. And when you
but
look
I know
at this,
when you outscore the opponent, you win.
But when you look at this box score today, that shouldn't be 29-0, man. It's a crazy, crazy game. When I was looking at that right before we started the broadcast, I'm like, what? I figured we had 200 at least less yards, but it's a third-string rookie quarterback stick.
Here's a crazy stat Honolulu Blue Sparty put in the WoodwardSports.com chat. Stick. Lions attempted 40 fourth downs last year. That was a new NFL record. Right now we have 18 through 5 games. On pace for 61 attempts. 61 attempts.
Okay, so my question is, does Brad Holmes have to rein this in? Who reins this in? Is there somebody capable of reining this in, or is this completely on Dan Campbell?
I think it's intervention time. I think Brad Holmes, Chris Spielman, Sheila Hamp, Rob Wood, they bring them in a room. The team brings them in a room. Everybody's sitting down, and he walks in, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And you're just like, Dan, we're doing this because we care about you. We know you've been going through some things and making some decisions that probably aren't the best, but please sit down. I care about you. Sheila cares about you. We're only here because we want the very best for you in life. Quit going for it on fourth down!
Detroit cares about you. Please stop going for it.
We need to have the Detroit fourth down intervention.
I'm in. Where are we having this?
We can have it at my house next week.
We got 2 weeks. Thank God. We got 2 weeks to get this right. So are we FUBAR at this point? I mean, is this team completely are we screwed? Or is this the rallying moment? Is this the rallying cry?
The rallying moment?
Yeah, is this the 2 weeks? I mean, listen, come on. We were, 0-11-1 last year? At this point, we still are 1-4. I mean, we're not making any playoffs. There's no delusions of grandeur at this point. But is this team capable of coming back and actually showing something after the bye week, winning some games and maintaining? Because, man, they lost a lot of confidence in Detroiters today, and a lot of Detroit fans today, myself a little bit included. I bleed Honolulu blue. I got the Kool-Aid, so I'll be back in 2 weeks, ready for a win, or at least an attempt. But did they lose the whole season? I'm obviously
no. Going into your bye week 1-4 is a lot different than going in 2-3.
Sure.
I mean, that's almost an exponential switch.
But my question is this: do we see them spiral from this? Is this SOL?
I don't know, man.
Is this SOL again?
I thought they were going to rebound after they lost to the Vikings the way they did.
Yep.
And then they laid an egg.
Yep.
I thought they were going to rebound today after the loss that they took against the Seahawks, and then they laid an egg. I'm not seeing the rebound out of this team that we saw last year. And maybe that's just because the rah-rah stuff eventually wears off on your team, and you can't motivate them every single day and every single practice like you once could, because losses add up, and it's like, yeah, coach, we'll bite some kneecaps. Yeah. Okay, we're 1-17. Like, how? I don't know at what point do the players stop.
Yeah, because if they finish up 4-13, can you come back in with that rhetoric and that high emotion and still have the belief? Because last year was a throwaway year. They knew that coming in. This year, there's been some hope, and there's been a massive amount of success, at least on the offensive side of the ball, but it hasn't translated into wins. It's translated into a loss that we gave the game away, and then a thorough embarrassment in Seattle, and then an even worse embarrassment today. And what I've seen in my entire life out of Lions teams is this is what breaks their back. This is the type of game, the type of week that breaks their back. And I'm just wondering how resilient this coaching staff and regime is to be able to keep these guys together, be able to go out and score some more touchdowns, get that offensive going again, and with some intervention and some conservative play, we can get some wins, because we do have some dates coming up in the next 4 weeks. I think that we can get 1 or 2 wins. We have to escape this season.
Yeah, but I thought we would have had those by now, too.
Sure. We have to have 5 wins this year. We got to have 5 wins by the end of this year, I think, in order to maintain this regime, to bring everybody back, and to get to keep the confidence and the momentum that I still believe that we have. I mean, we just don't have the personnel on the defensive side. We lost 5 D-backs to injury today.
Yeah,
I know I don't want to.
Here's a kind of conspiracy theory on that, though. When you start losing guys, and you start, I'm talking about losing them in the locker room and losing their motivation, they're out there playing not to get hurt now. They're out there, it's survival mode. It's I need my paycheck mode. I got to make it to next year mode. I'm playing for me mode. Yep. And that's when you get in a lot of trouble. And when you stop playing 100%, going that speed in the NFL, that's when you most likely get hurt.
Interesting.
So, to me, it's almost a reflection of what is actually going on. It's either that or fire the strength and conditioning coach and bring on Amon-Ra's dad. What are we doing here? I love
that. Can he come to the intervention as well?
Yeah,
because that's about the only man that can stand up to Campbell in terms of size.
I mean, I'll stand up to Dan. I'll get my ass knocked out, but I'll stand up to Dan.
I got your back.
It's worth getting knocked out to get this point across about going forward on 4th down.
I'll put these little wrists to work.
Yeah, listen, I got no grandeur about me taking on Dan Campbell, but I will have an intellectual football conversation, because I really want to know, why. You know, this is past analytics thing. This isn't analytics anymore. This is a pure, dude, why? Why can't you stop yourself and just say no? Just say no. We're getting a Woodward Sports t-shirt tomorrow. Just say no, 4th down.
Oh, I love that.
We have to. The fans got to start sending this message.
I don't even know what I was going to say. I want that shirt.
Just say no to 4th downs. That's it. Punt the ball. Actually, we'll make Jack Fox ones that say punt the ball.
You kind of hit it earlier. Oh, yeah, I like both of those shirts. You hit the nail on the head earlier. I can't get that shirt out of my head. No, it's a gambler's curse. When you let it ride and you hit a couple times, you just want that feeling back, and you want to get it, and you think, well, we can do it again. I can hit again.
Just double down. I'll get it better next time.
How many gamblers really come out ahead in the end? You know, if
Vegas
you don't have the cards, play
wins.
conservative, period.
And that was back to my point about comparing it to blackjack. Like, Vegas always wins for a
100%.
reason. They're not there because they lose money. Like, they know the odds of the game. And the odds of the game, if you go for it this many times on fourth down, you're not going to make it the majority of the time.
Yeah, we got, 50-plus years of punting in the NFL? So
yeah, it's a proven strategy.
Yeah, that's the house, basically, you know? I mean, we are going against the house, and the house does always win. So it's definitely time to have the sit-down with our head coach. And I'm hoping that there is I guess just a hierarchy where they can do that without feeling that they're going to step on his toes. Because I love Dan Campbell. I want to see him succeed here. I want to see him here for 10-plus years. I like AG. I want to see him get the personnel to be able to succeed with. But if we keep having outings like this where he's, behind the 8 ball with a defense that's not good and hurt, he's not going to make it to week 10. And I'd like to see him here next year. I'd like to see all of this regime here next year.
And that's the thing, like, we're all on the bandwagon, and that's the proud. Like, I don't know what else somebody could come in here to do, right? Like, Dan Campbell has done all the right things. He's said all the right things, but on the field, it doesn't seem to matter. And I don't know what else to buy into anymore.
Yeah.
Right? If this doesn't work with Dan Campbell, with all the hype, the hard knocks, how much we all bought in, the attitude change.
Don't go there.
Where do you go from here, bro?
Can we let's wait till week 9 to have this conversation.
I've already had this conversation in my head.
Me too.
Where do you go? What coach do you bring in that would get you excited?
There's just nothing. You're a Lions fan. You understand the culture of this team. And if a guy like this that bleeds and sweats culture,
right,
can't change culture, then who the hell is? Because Belichick ain't coming here.
And a guy that came in not trying to be anybody else, a guy that came in trying to establish the Lions way. We weren't trying to be the Patriots. Even like back when Mariucci was here, we weren't trying to be the new 49ers by dragging in Jeff Garcia and stuff like that. And what's left? Like, throughout my whole life, I've lived through almost every type of coach that you can bring in that's supposed to fix this thing. We brought in Bobby Ross, who'd been to a Super Bowl.
Fat, slow, old, temperamental, all of them, man.
Offensive-oriented, defensive-oriented.
Running across the field to fight people.
Yeah, you got Marinelli and his sharp shovel. Like, what other type of dude is there that we could bring in as an organization to turn this thing around if a guy like Dan Campbell fails? We
literally have like the entire Street Fighter cast in the last 30 years of coaches here. I mean, from Wayne Fonts to Patricia to, Bobby Ross to everybody in between. We have attempted every personality style there is.
Right.
Every history in terms of success that we've seen and tried to bring in here.
Guys that were great before came here and sucked balls. Like, what? It's a helpless ass feeling. It's like when you've been out in the dating market forever. You're like, well, I tried blondes, I tried brunettes, I tried old women, I tried young women, I tried girls with kids, I tried girls without kids, and they're all crazy.
Yeah.
And that's true, and this is true. We tried all these coaches, and none of them work. They're all crazy.
Yeah, I have many times thought like, well, what would we do next after, Campbell? But the more I think about it after you say that, like, we have tried every single guy. Like, if you can't beat your older brother at Street Fighter and you've tried every single guy on the Street Fighter, just quit. Just quit.
Try another game.
Can we just sell the team to, like, Grand Rapids?
No,
I'll still go.
No,
I take that back completely.
That's the thing. Like, as much heartache and as much as these guys just punch the hell out of you, at least we got somebody to punch us.
What about the Downriver Lions?
That's fine. I don't care.
We could be all nasty.
That's fine.
Yeah?
The cheerleaders would be like drunk as hell with like ankle bracelets on.
Downriver Girls. Missed that song.
All right. Well, there's not much to take away from this game. There's no game to look forward to next week. What are you looking forward to in the bye week?
Intervention. We just got to find the time and the place and lure our head coach there. Get the support staff and Brad and everybody else and Stop going for fourth down. Use Jack Fox. Otherwise, sticks coming for you. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I'll fight dirty, too. Like,
I'm not going to lie.
And what's crazy is this is like a fester to me. This is like a slow boil. If you honestly go back and watch the post-game shows, even when they won, I'd be like, I don't know why you went for it on fourth down. This was last year. We've had these conversations, and it's just slowly built up. And then today, drive one, right off the bat. Like you had an opportunity to pin a rookie quarterback deep in his zone, and what do? You give it to him on the 45. Only needs 20 yards to get in field goal range.
I feel like I take most of my notes in the fourth quarter.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I even took any in the fourth quarter. The first thing that I wrote down was when Jared Goff got the scramble and we got the first down completion. And I was like, oh, man, thank God that we didn't have to be pressed to go for that on fourth down because I know Stick would be going crazy about it right now. And then they said we had a half yard to go, and it started. And
dude, you should just see the red in
I
my
could feel
face.
it.
Just like
I'm in Detroit, you're in Birmingham. I could feel your heat from there. I was scared to come in. I knew how mad you were going to be today. I knew how mad you were. I was pissed, but man, I knew how mad you were going to be, especially because I've been kind of okay with the fourth downs. You haven't.
No.
And every time that I'm watching the first half fourth down attempt, I'm just like, oh, Stick's so mad right now.
Well, the good news is we get 61 of them this year, Anson. 61 times we're projected to go for it on fourth down. I will never get off of that point.
That's coming.
I've never
that's
seen
coming
that
way
in my
down.
life.
I mean, if we had a great kicker, how much does that change? Do we even start down the gambler's path
It's
if
not
we have a
even
great
that,
kicker?
because look at the kicker had nothing to do with the first decision that we made.
Well, but no, I'm saying week one, week two, we've got Austin Seibert. They know the guy's not good. The guy has been
So
a
maybe it
practice
takes
squad.
away 5 or 6, right? 7 potentially if they're in field goal range.
But if we
maybe.
have Prater, week one, we probably take a couple more kicks than we do fourth down conversions. And that's the same through the next 3-4 weeks. There's just so many things pushing this guy to make wrong decisions. I can't point my finger at the kicker. There's a personnel shortage. It's all on the coach right now, man.
It is, and that's what's sad.
It is.
Brad Holmes has done his job. He's given them some pieces. We can admit the defense does not have enough pieces.
Okay.
We can admit that.
All right.
I will fully admit that. But that doesn't explain putting up a goose egg on the board on offense. That doesn't explain never winning a game on the road. That's starting to be a concerning statistic. Yeah. It is.
Not forcing a punt for 19 straight possessions. Now we did get one pick there, but
or just, on the road outdoors now. Now we got to understand that our offense doesn't translate. We're the greatest show on turf. When we get on grass and outside, expect 10, 15 points maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what's so frustrating about this type of loss, man, is we went over it right when we started the show. Every single aspect of this is just horrible. Not bad, not fixable, it's just horrible. Your top-ranked offense scored 0 points. Your last-ranked defense lets up a ton of points to a rookie quarterback who had an efficient day that would make Aaron Rodgers proud. 17 of 21 at one point. You go lose to your ex-head coach who just ripped your heart and soul out of your culture when we went from 9-7 isn't good enough to pencil and beard is better, and everybody was on board, and we tried the Patriot way. You have Jelani Tavai out there, the guy that everybody threw out, said we didn't even want on the team. He was a laughing stock. ESPN didn't have footage on him for the second round in the draft because we were smarter than the room. He's making plays today. You're coming off a loss where you let up 48 points. This compounded is by far the biggest and most embarrassing loss in Detroit Lions history, and I don't know how I'm going to get over it soon. And I'm glad there's a bye week, but I'd rather we be playing on Thursday Night Football so I could just get the hell over this.
I'd rather lose by 10 in 4 days than have to stink on this for 2 weeks. When we do come back, we've got the Cowboys in Dallas, and then we host the Dolphins, followed up by the Packers. And I want to know if you see a win in any of those 3 games, Stick.
I don't know anymore, man. What am I supposed to say? Yes?
I mean, you feel like you can beat the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, but Cooper Rush is 3-game winning streak.
Hey,
you feel
he's
like you
better
can
than
beat the
Zappe.
Dolphins without Tua, but Tua might be back, and they still are probably just better than us either way.
The Patriots were on their 3rd-string quarterback. It
I know
doesn't
it.
matter.
I
It's
know it.
not like Brian Hoyer was
They
out
actually
there
lost
beating
Teddy
us.
Bridgewater today, too, though. So it's possible we could.
So we'll lose to their 3rd-string quarterback. Joey Harrington's going to come out and beat us again in a Dolphins uniform.
That would be sweet poetry
That
for
was an
Joey
embarrassing
Blue
loss,
Skies.
too. Remember when Joey Harrington put on a Miami Dolphins uniform and came in here and beat us on Thanksgiving?
I
That
do.
was embarrassing,
I
but
do.
this is worse. This is worse.
Yep. And then we host your boy Aaron Rodgers. I don't know, man. Those 3 games, it's going to be tough to find a victory at.
I mean, we've played 5, and it's been tough to find a victory. We've won 1 half. We didn't even win a game. We won a half.
True.
Because thank God we got up in the...
Well, we
no,
won
no.
the first half against Minnesota. We won 3/4 of the game against Minnesota. Let's be real. We dominated that game, and we threw that game away. But the Washington game, we dominated the first half, and then we got dominated in the second half. We were just able to score enough
The
to
clock
be able
ran
to.
out.
Yeah.
We didn't win the
My
game.
man.
The clock ran out.
My man.
Anson, one day, this is going to be a celebratory show. We're going to have the best time. Like, it's going to be fun. I promise you, man.
I just hope we don't have to wait another 12 weeks like we had to last year.
Well, at least we got the first win out of the way.
But I'm saying from week 2
Oh, God.
to week 14, brother.
Well, we got the Pistons starting. We got the Red Wings starting. But thank you to everybody on WoodwardSports.com right now in the chat for being a part of this. I mean, they're just as frustrated as we are. Everybody's talking about the coaches. Everybody's talking about just how we need to make changes. But what's the first change you make? It's got to be AG. It's got to be.
How about we just start letting the guys who are paid to use their feet use their feet? Let's just do that. Kick some field goals, punt the ball, and then let's see. You can't fire a defensive coordinator when his plight is constructed by the offense. Okay? You're not giving him a fair shake. You're giving him half of a game to play with, whereas most defensive coordinators get a full defensive game to adjust. He's not getting that. They've got to come out and play one conservative, straight-laced, old-school football game and see what the defense can do with that. Sure, you got to go do that in Dallas. But I believe that when we do that, we can see a 24 to 20 game or a 27 to 23 game where our offenses or our defense isn't giving up 500 yards and our offense isn't pressed to gain 500 yards in order to stay in the game. So I don't believe that we've given AG a fair look to determine his future here in Detroit when you're not giving him a full method of defense to plan out through 60 minutes.
I mean, that's fair. If you've lost the team, you've lost the team.
It'd be like firing, Jack Fox at this point because we're not going to use you. We're not using the kicker at that point.
I know, but
it could kind of be like hiring a kicker to not let him kick.
That was nice. That's a good use of $650,000 of salary cap. It's really nice. Lions, if you want to give me $650,000 to just stand on the sidelines, and I'll even get fired up and go in the huddle and yell at people and stuff, I won't just stand there like a kicker. I can do that.
Bro, you could go down and tackle too. You'd be great on special teams.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah. Jack Fox kicks it. You get down and make the tackle.
I would do anything for Jack Fox. I will protect him at all costs. He is a national treasure, and he is everything that the Lions have right now. He's our best player.
A $650,000 paycheck to never do a thing but kick off the second half?
Yeah. Pretty crazy, huh?
Wow.
Well, bye week next week. No good takeaways from this. I do want to cover one more thing because some of the things I hate in humans is it's real easy to point out what's wrong. What are you going to do to fix it? I love when people complain. I love when they point out what they see is wrong. What would you do? What's the first thing you do to fix what's wrong with the Lions right now?
So when I play Madden, okay, if you force fourth downs and you go for it on big plays and all that, you are going to lose to an experienced Madden player. You have to do the right things to give yourself an opportunity to get turnovers, to put their defense on the field longer, to there's just so many little things in the Madden game that if you stray from that conservative game set, you're just going to lose unless you're a far better player. I would come out and play like I play Madden. I would run the damn ball ad nauseum, work the short passes until you really need an occasional big one. Give AG an opportunity to not have to make plays on his side of the field over and over and over and over again with his defense. Let our punter do what he does and bury the ball in the 6-yard line. I wonder what AG might be able to do when you got somebody pinned at the 6-yard line.
Well, imagine it. You could open up the playbook, put some pressure on. You know that they're going to try to run the ball. You're right. If you play football the right way, it becomes a lot easier game.
Yeah, and it just opens up everything for all aspects of the game. We're putting everything on one of our 3 teams.
On our weakest.
Our special team is not going to
team, though.
Exactly.
That's the bad part. You can put it on your defense when it's your strength.
Well, what they're really doing is they're putting all of it on the offense, thinking the offense can do it all.
Nope.
And the fact is that that's been unsuccessful through 4 weeks. So let's try and pad and strengthen our defense up in some way. And they absolutely went the opposite of that today. I absolutely would go to conservative ball, kick it, take your points, and take your shots when you have them. And if they get smoked, then I'm on board with making some changes. But
if they get smoked playing the right way, I'm okay with that, right? You're okay with that. It's not like, oh, man, we shot ourselves in the foot. We did everything possible to win this game, and we just didn't have the talent. I would be okay with those losses, but we're not seeing those. In the WoodwardSports.com chat, Dak Crazy White Boy says we need a new QB. That's an interesting statement, don't you think? And then David Demoritri says fire half the staff, honestly. In the WoodwardSports.com chat. Obviously, Yo Boy CMO says win games. That's what we can do to do things differently. Let's say Matt belongs on the Pats, but only the Pats. Talking about Matt Patricia. The Minnesota game is going to hurt them. R says that, which I totally agree with. That game was demoralized. They win that game. Yeah. You start a little momentum run, right?
The Minnesota game.
Yeah, the Minnesota game. You go in 2-2. There's a whole different mindset.
Well, and if you're a team that has had success in the past, if you're a program, an entire franchise that's had success within the last even 10, 20 years, you can get over games like that. But little moments like that are just so backbreaking to this franchise, and we've just seen it over and over and over again. My biggest takeaway of this game is the scariest part of all of it is I just have no idea who this team is. I thought I knew who they were coming in today, and I'm left wondering. And that was the one thing that was the best feeling as a Detroit Lions fan.
We had an identity for a second?
Yes, through Hard Knocks, through the preseason, through these first few weeks, we knew who we were. And today was a reality check, brother.
Today, we thought we knew who we were. Last week kind of exposed us, and today kind of confirmed what we learned last week.
Yeah,
we're not a good football team.
No, we are not.
We're far from a good football team. And I hope these guys haven't jumped off the bandwagon too much to where all these games are going to become unwatchable. That's what I'm afraid of. Last year, all those games, they were fighting, right? They were trying to establish something new. This year, I don't know if the message is getting lost because they did not take an L like that last year. The only one that they got blown out last year was the Eagles, far superior team than what we faced today with the third-string quarterback.
To be fair, the score didn't reflect how close the game felt, but we just could never. To me, I always felt like we were in it. Up until the fourth quarter. Wow. And obviously because it was a 16-point lead, a 2-possession game, I just thought that our offense was going to click at one possession and make it a one-possession game. Yeah. And that just never happened, and that's really what has me questioning the one part of this team that we thought we knew, and that was the offense.
That's what's so sad. We thought we had an awesome offense. We thought it was like, and if they would have put up 20 points today, that wouldn't be like, oh man, the offense is bad, but it's like, they got skunked, bro.
10 points. Skunked. I could have taken 10. I would have blamed the 10-point Belichick phenomenon, okay? We were in New England, I get it.
But zero.
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 They should have kicked They should have kicked when they were down 29-zip just to have 3 points on the board.
And some coaches do that just to give you some momentum, because when you go back and look, you're like, damn, man, they got shut the hell out.
Yeah, and then just the
number
rhetoric
one offense in the league got shut out today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and your family's asking you everything. Oh, 3 points is a huge, huge difference between zero. It shouldn't be, but it really is, especially when you're not an offense that struggled. You know, this team has been really very good offensively, and we saw moments of it today.
Fun. It was fun to watch. Today was just
didn't you see them where they brought in Netflix and he's barreling through, and Justin Jackson had some great runs, and then what are these plays? Why are we throwing it to Khalif Raymond over and over and over again? I get that was what worked against some other teams.
Because that's what Bill Belichick does. He takes away your biggest weapons and makes you beat them with guys like Khalif Raymond.
He couldn't stop our run game. How many runs did we have today?
Not enough. Not enough, man. Anson, you can look up that right now. Everybody, make sure you're watching tomorrow morning. Adam is going to be live with Jeff. We will be out at Feldman in Novi. Stop by there, too, because we're there from 11 to 1 also with Big D Energy. Neil Rule's going to be out there, Darren McCarty. So stop on by, hang out in Novi. We'll put you on the show. We can have some fun. I'm going to be out there all day long because I go out there and I set up everything. And it's a fun time out at Feldman and Novi, so make sure you come see us. And then follow that up, the heavyweights, baby. Monday nights, Coliseum. You can join us there. Live broadcast from 5 to 7. Anson, you have a great night, man.
I have one thing to say to you.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, thanks, man. I was like, God, I had no idea where this is going. Thank you very much, Anson. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks, man. Next week, bye-week barbecue at my house with the Woodward staff.
Intervention.
Yeah, intervention, Dan Campbell.
Intervention barbecue.
We love
You're
you,
invited, Dan.
We care about you, and this is why we're having you here today to talk about fourth downs.